Yep.
This is August 19th, and I'm here with the legendary Avinash Kaushik. And he is one of the most generous people in the industry. He has a very good reputation for donating his time. He donated an hour with us to talk about web analytics for online retailers, and he's going to give us an additional bonus 5%, which is going to raise your ROI by 100%.
There you go.
So Avinash, one of the things that we didn't get to touch upon in the webinar is how to attract that web analyst talent, how to find them. That's probably foremost on every online retailer's mind.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the two things that are, to me, are foundational are the thing that is the most highly overrated is their knowledge of the tool. I think it's the most highly overrated requirement that I see in the job recs that get posted online. Is people say, I want experience with Omniture or Google Analytics and all that. And I think it's if somebody has already experience in web analytics tool, that's good. It's a nice bonus. It's definitely not a requirement. And I find that people put up this artificial hurdle that we want the tool knowledge. It just cuts out a lot more people from the pool. It's a very, very bad strategy to require that, because with enough time you can, it's in the spirit of you can teach a monkey to type. It's the things. And it really takes maybe 2 or 3, 4 weeks for you to learn what buttons to press in any tool you have. Omniture, Web Trends, Google Analytics, pick your favorite, doesn't really matter. Oh, core metrics. I know retailers are core metrics. So anyway, it's not that hard to learn a tool. But the thing that you cannot teach them is sort of mindset and techniques and thinking. So from that perspective, the other foundational rule I have, having spent about 10 years in doing all this stuff, is women always make better analysts. I hate to be sort of sexist and biased in that, but I've tried this again and again in BI, CRM, ERP, BSS, everywhere. And women just tend to make better analysts. And there are a number of attributes that we could go into in one of our blog posts, but they do tend to make better analysts. Other than that, I think that my personal filters are, I'll look for people who truly get the web. Like, I really want people who understand the web, because the web as a channel and a medium is very different from a store or a phone or one of these other panels. So if you find somebody who gets the power of the web and its ability to communicate and convince people, or they're using Twitter, or they have a blog, or they even just have a Flickr account, it doesn't really matter. But people who get the web will almost always make good analysts, because they'll think like customers. They have this ability to think like customers. So that's one of the things that I look for. The other thing I look for is a big diversity of experience. Because everything you know about the web today will become stale tomorrow when you start again. So people with a diverse set of experiences make great analysts. So one of my analysts was with this person who had spent a couple of years in jail and then got their life together and then become sort of this reporting numbers person. And then I worked with this person, and they became like one of the most phenomenal analysts that I've ever known, because this person could really think in ways that other people could not. Or another one we got was from an agency. Got this kid, and also bias. Younger people make better. Also, I'm just breaking all rules of HR hiring here. But nonetheless, okay, anyway. But this person was at an agency, and what they had done is work with a lot of big Fortune 500 companies, but not on web analytics, but on display and media and some of these other things. And it took me about 2 months, less than 2 months, to teach this person analytics. I didn't have my book, or I would just give them a book and say, hey, digest this. But in 2 months, he really became one of our star analysts, because he had worked with big brands. He understood the display advertising media side of the business. It was very easy to teach them about web analytics. And the last thing I definitely wanted to add is a hidden pool of analysts are people who have been working in more traditional channels. So for example, when I wanted somebody to do analysis for our multivariate experimentation and testing programs, we were using Informatica, then we used the Google Optimizer. I actually found somebody who had been, for our company, sending out all the letters that you get in the mail. So the traditional DM person, catalog letters person, and they actually had a wealth of experience sending Dear Linda, Dear Madam, and they had actually done experimentation, just offline experimentation. And he made a phenomenal analyst. Another gal we hired was actually a traditional finance analyst. So really not web, not all that stuff, but really a hardcore financial planning and analyst. And and she just got the web. She was just very active on the web and got that very well. So I think that often we think that these guys don't necessarily make good web analysts, but I've always found that people who do analysis but of these other offline channels can also be sort of with some love and affection and time be molded to be great analysts. So look outside the tool experience, look outside your normal web organization, just people who are curious and inquisitive, and they make great analysts. Because it's a big difference between your ability to puke data out, which is reporting, interns are good at that, they get coffee too, and then analysts, so that's what I think.
So the moral of the story would be to look for somebody who has a passion for the web, and for your business, obviously, someone you can get along with, and someone who likes online shopping who is a woman. Right?
That would be ideal.